Yo, what's popping? People, your boy Snacks is in the building with another banger. Y'all know how we do before we get started. We got to give a props to the people for watching the video. We'd like to thank y'all for taking the time to watch the video. But while you're here, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and do not forget to leave your comments down in the comment section so we'll get your thoughts. And we always like to have a good comment section and good conversation. In the comment section. But as we've all known, and as we've been doing from the beginning of this thing, Shilo and Mercedes are back at it again. And I think we've come to a resolution on Mercedes Benz trying to get Shiloh's Mercedes back from him. It's kind of crazy, man. As you know, we made a video, what was that, last week? On Mercedes trying to repossess Shiloh's Mercedes that they conveniently, you know, tried to get from a brother. But, things change. And I think I think Dion stepped in and let them know what time it was, and they all got it figured out, you know. So we're going to jump into this video and get this thing started real quick. I'm a little bit dreary today, but that's Shiloh's Benzo. But I'm a little bit dreary today, man. So y'all bear with me. Let's get this thing started. Mercedes Benz drops attempt to repossess Shiloh's repossessed car of Deion Sanders' son, Shilo Sanders. Y'all know where it's coming from. Your boy Brent Schoenbauer. Mercedes Benz has backed down from its attempts to repossess the car of Colorado football safety Shilo Sanders. The company's financial services on field filed a document in court Monday saying that it has withdrawn its motion for relief from the bankruptcy court where Sanders is trying to free himself of more than $11 million in debt, which is crazy. It didn't say why, but Shiloh's father and coach Deion Sanders said Friday that Shilo had fulfilled his financial obligations while acknowledging there was a disruption in the payment process. The company could have decided to drop it if he recently paid what he owed. The issue came to a head last week when Mercedes-Benz Financial Services filed a document in a court that accused Shilo of defaulting on his monthly payments for his $135,000 car. It said he has $6,877 past due and wanted the court's permission to repossess the car that he agreed to buy in May of 2023. Well, we in bankruptcy court. There's no need to try to repossess the car. Once the car is in bankruptcy court, which I'm sure they threw it in there too, because once you stop, everybody stop getting their money. Once you pay, once you put that paperwork in, all creditors are notified that, hey, this customer has thrown this item in our bankruptcy court. So all payments from this point forward, once the case is done, will go through us. But Mercedes stepped in while the case is still going on. Like, hey, ain't no payments been made. We need to get this vehicle back. But you can't do that when the vehicle is in bankruptcy court. Gotta wait till the case is done. And then the courts will let you know what will happen from that point forward. But let's move on. Shilo Sanders, 25, filed a Chapter 7 bankruptcy after 5 months later in October 2023, which triggered an automatic stay or hold on the debt collection against him by his creditors. Mercedes-Benz asked the court for relief from this stay on April 1st so it could get the car back. Even after filing for bankruptcy, Sanders had continued to make payments on it in 2024, but stopped doing so from December to January, according to the company's court files. Well, that's what threw the monkey wrench in the system. If you were still making payments while it was in debtor's court, then they kind of somewhat had the right to try to repossess the car. They still couldn't, but they could have if the court deemed it so, because you continue to make those payments outside of the court. Because once you file bankruptcy, no one can come and get anything. Everything has to go through the court. And as long as the court is still in session and no ruling has been made, then you don't have to make no payments. Debtor Sanders indicated an intent to retain the motor vehicle and refrain from the obligation, the company said in its motion filed on April 1st. By withdrawing its request, the company ends a brief sideshow in a larger bankruptcy case that remains pending and in dispute. Debt stems from disrupted incident in 2015. No, we so sick of this man. Almost all of Shiloh's debt is owed to a security guard at his former high school in Dallas, John Darjean, who is fighting to collect all that he is owed. It stems from an incident in 2015 when Darjean says Shilo severely injured him when he tried to confiscate Shiloh's phone at school. Shilo has said it was in self-defense, but Darjean sued Shilo and both of his parents for damages. Then, after both parents were dropped from the case by early 2019, Shilo was the sole remaining defendant when he went off to college at South Carolina that year. About a year later, in 2020, Shilo dropped his attorneys in the case because he was unwilling or unable to continue funding his defense, according to his attorneys then. Then, when the case finally went to trial in 2022, he didn't show up for it. The judge heard the evidence in the case without him there and issued an $11.89 million default judgment against Shilo, all owed to Darjean, which was stupid. All that could have been avoided. Only thing they had to do was find Shilo. They knew where he was. They could have sent it to him by certified mail to make sure that he had got the notification, and then that would have been that. By filing for bankruptcy, his goal is to have the debt discharged so he can get a fresh start in life, free from the oppressed burdens of his debt, as his attorneys wrote. If Shilo succeeds, he will emerge with relatively little financial damage. But if the debt is not discharged by the court, Darjean could pursue the debt collections against him in the future. Shilo recently has been preparing for the NFL draft, and on Friday ran a 40-yard dash in 4.52 seconds. Some say it was a 4.4. We don't have an official time. If it's a 4.4, Coach Prime owes him a car, a good time for a safety prospect. He was Colorado's leading tackler in 2023 and the third leading tackler in 2024, despite missing 3 games with a broken forearm, which brings us to the end of that bull crap. Mercedes-Benz is backed off. I'm assuming they just paid for that car altogether, just drop whatever's left on it, which probably saved them some money because you ain't got to pay for all that financing and all that crap. But either way it go, Mercedes-Benz backed off. We ain't got to hear about this no more. I know y'all tired of hearing about the little stuff, but we waiting on the judge next ruling. Like I said, I'm going to bring it to you till we get it done, to the end of it. And we coming up close to the end, because once the judge makes his ruling on what they going to do with these payments and his bank statements, because they trying to find the rest of the money. They're not going to find it. That money is gone. It's in a trust somewhere in the Cayman Islands, and you ain't got no jurisdiction to go over there. But y'all don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Do what you do, man. We out. We gonna holler at y'all. Peace.